SAS. That's impressive.
Logistics and supply specialist? Not that impressive?
You shouldn't do that.
Do what?
Sell yourself short. You are impressive. You didn't have to join the services. Rich girl like you had other options.
Just because my father has money, it doesn't mean I'm some spoiled rich girl. I can take care of myself.
Your record proves that. You joined the Black Tusk in December?
That's correct.
Before you were activated.
I was never activated. Guess they're still saving some of us for the real end times.
Does Schaefer know your division?
He never asked, and I didn't think it was worth bringing up until it was a problem.
Smart. I like smart women.
Me too. I'm best in a support role.
You don't want to lead your own team?
I prefer to be in a support role.
I get that. Some people aren't cut out to make the hard choices.
Oh, that's not what I'm worried about.
What are you worried about?
Being responsible for my team's life.
You'll make sacrifices to save them.
No. That I'll consider their deaths an acceptable loss. We know what we signed up for. We assume this is a suicide mission. If you make it back home, that's the unexpected outcome.
You worried about survivor's guilt?
Can't be worried about something you can't control, and every mission I come back from, I never feel guilty. Not about being the one that comes back. Other shit. Sure. But never that I survived.
How's it feel?
Good. Weird. I like being in charge, but yeah, it's weird being the one people are looking to for guidance.
Your team speaks highly of you, Viper. You're a natural leader. Likeable, kind, tough when you need to be. They respect you, but aren't intimidated by you.
Cool?
That's hard to pull off. Especially for a woman.
Thanks. I try not to be a bitch.
I'm still working on that one.
You're sure he's at the White House?
That's what Kelso said. He's running a shooting range and drinking dandelion coffee from a very fancy espresso machine.
Oh, well that sounds like my dad.
He's doing great. Found a way to make himself useful. He was lucky. Never caught the virus and still has all his parts.
Aside from the dandelion instead of his regular Kopi Luwak, it sounds like his life hasn't changed much. He's still in the lab, getting people to test his equipment and probably making them feel really insecure about their accuracy.
You miss him?
Of course. But when something like this happens, you have to do what you think is right. I'm glad we each found something. Even if he is actively making my life harder. Which, yeah, that hasn't really changed much either.
You were a good agent, Felix. What made you leave the division?
Family.
I get that.
You lose someone?
My sister.
The virus?
No. Rikers. I couldn't keep her safe. Budget cuts.
Well, you'll never have that problem with Black Tusk. Natalia will get us anything we need.
Natalia?
My sister. She runs this entire operation. Anything you need, I can get it.
You don't think it's weird she'd let you work in the field? It's not the safest place for a kid like you.
You've read my profile. You know I've served before. It's why the division recruited me. Well, that and I'm sure they got a family discount on those knee pads you were wearing when Schaefer brought you in. You asking the other candidates this much about their families?
Only when it's relevant.
So what else do you want to know?
How close are you with your sister?
Not as close as I'd like. It's hard. She grew up in Russia. I didn't really get to know her until after our father died.
That was what, 6 or 7 years ago?
6. What does it matter?
Nothing. Just, that's around the same time she started Black Tusk.
So?
Oh, nothing. I'm just thinking out loud. It's interesting that your father dies, she reconnects or connects with you. She inherits the company and builds this PMC. It just seems like... Never mind. I'm seeing conspiracies where they probably don't exist.
My sister loves me.
I'm sure she does.
When we lost our father, she was allowed to come from Russia for the funeral. It's not that hard to understand. That in that moment, she was there to help me. She put me through school. She got me this job. She saw how agents were dying, and she sacrificed her men to bring me in and protect me. You don't do that if you don't care about someone. You ready for this?
Absolutely.
You don't mind not knowing who the target is?
I trust Faye. And frankly, she's right. We've had too many leaks. She's smart to keep this one close to the vest.
Do you know who the target is?
I've got my suspicions, but I'm not going to speculate.
I think it's Kelso.
Okay, Sparky. Don't strain that big brain of yours.
Kestrel, get your team ready.
Got an assignment?
Nothing too big. Just need you to escort a VIP.
Babysitting duty? Seriously, don't you have some grunts who can do this?
Trust me, this escort is too important to leave to a rookie.
Well, now you've got my attention.
Xavier or Javier?
Xavier.
Thanks. It annoys me when people don't know how to say Lao but have no problem with McGuire, McMahon, O'Shea, and Kavanaugh.
Fisher, Schneider, Muller might have something to say about that.
Your CO was German, right?
Very. Third generation. Kept insisting his family was never Nazis, which, you know.
The more you protest, the more likely you are exactly that thing.
Boys, let's show the lady what she's won.
Your unit in Afghanistan.
Yeah. We got hit by an IED. It happens.
Any residual trauma?
Just the normal. Gotta make sure it wasn't for nothing. That's how they got me. Just in case. We need you to join us. Just in case. Most likely you'll never be activated, but just in case. You survive the worst, you can handle this.
No one can handle this.
We're just here to minimize the damage.
And hope there's something left when we're through.
And if there isn't, we will be the ones to rebuild it.
Looking forward to working with you, Magnus.
I don't know why you keep pitching me your dumbass ideas.
My ideas aren't dumb. Who better than the people in the field? The ones using the gear to tell you what they want and need out of the gear.
Fine.
Okay. So, stay with me. Think about it.
Think about what?
Give me a second. Okay, picture it. You're out in the field. You got hostiles on your right and left.
Yeah, so it's a Tuesday.
You see an opportunity to run and slide into cover.
Uh-huh.
But there's mud.
Yeah, somewhere in D.C. Lots of mud. Got it.
And you've only got one pair of pants.
So what do you want?
What if your knee pads had quick deploy shin and hip guards?
You want my sister to make knee pads that have quick deploy, sliding shin, and hip guards so you don't have to wash mud off your pants?
Yeah. Think how awesome that would be.
Yeah. I'm not calling her for that.
Magnus?
Sup, Viper?
Gross.
What? I just said sup.
Yeah, I know what sup means.
Hey, you don't mean nothing. Unless you want it to mean something.
Gross.
Hey, you don't have to be like that.
And you don't have to be a disgusting human being, but here we are. I hope you get eclipsed.
Oh, that's fucked up. I just said sup, and you wish that keener shit on me? You're cold, Viper. I thought we were friends. You get it. We're the same.
You're a patriot. You served your country same as me. We've seen what can happen when a weak leader rises to power.
We have. And I know that we can't rely on the government to save us. This thing moves too fast. You have to be agile. The wheels of government roll too slowly for something like this.
They're trying to use a scalpel when what we need is a sledgehammer.
I can be that hammer.
I can't believe we're working together again. Sorry about the black site. I get it. You didn't know what this was. You're right, I had no idea what this was. I'm starting to understand, though. I'm glad you signed on. I always liked you, Faye. I like you too, Alicia. Use my call sign, Cersei. Makes it less weird. Alicia's too personal. Reminds me of life before this shit. Fair enough. You want a call sign for this op? No. It's better if I remember where I came from.
She get anything out of you?
Nothing we didn't want her to.
She gonna be a problem?
Pretty sure she's an asset.
You think she's ready?
She's desperate. A little push and she's one of us.
Is that a good idea?
No one has better access to the division than Faye. We bring her to our side, we'll know where all the bodies are buried. Then it's just a matter of time before they fall and we rise. What do you need? Just a location and schedule. Should be a piece of cake for you, Cersei. Whose location and schedule do you need? Chicken Hawk.
That's need to know, Faye. You know that.
I need to know.
What do you want it for?
Just need to make sure that he's not in any danger. Getting rumblings about transports and mobile units outside of D.C. going through Maryland. Just want to confirm that Chicken Hawk's not in any danger.
Schaefer really knows how to pick them.
Hey, he picked me.
We're different. His original squad, complete fuck-ups.
You're not wrong.
How do you lose the Pentagon?
How do you lose a bioreactor?
You know, I still can't tell if it's incompetence or a leak.
A leak?
Someone on the inside leaking intel to the division.
Why would you say something like that?
Makes more sense than Wyvern losing the antivirals and random agents getting lucky.
Wyvern wasn't stable on the best of days.
For an elite squad, our comms should be secure. We shouldn't be having these leaks. Isaac's good, but he's not that good. There's no way that we should be compromised like this.
Maybe someone programmed a backdoor into our comms relay, just pumping intercepted radio to some data analyst in a basement under the Lincoln Memorial.
Makes sense.
Viper, I was kidding. Jesus, you need to get laid. You're wound too tight.
You might be right. But I wouldn't let any of these chuckle fucks touch me. They're not exactly my type.
This is our chance to shape history.
I couldn't agree more, Mr. President.
You said it yourself. Somebody has to step up.
I'm willing to take on that challenge.
If we're going to get this country back on track, we have to be willing to do things that won't be popular.
I know that you and Schaefer had a rather contentious relationship. I hope our collaboration will be more efficient. I look forward to meeting you in person.
That can be arranged.
Excellent. See you soon, Mr. President. What an asshole.
How's it feel?
Comfortable. Lacks personality, though.
Easier to spot a friendly in the field.
The uniform doesn't guarantee you're a friendly.
Fair enough. I like your style, Lau. No bullshit. I think you'll fit in well here.
Me too. Do I get to build my team? Are you testing me out with an established squad?
Are you worried about getting hazed?
I've had to break into boys' clubs before. I know how you like to test people.
Finish this up and we'll talk about building your own squad.
Copy that. Hey, Roy. This is hard. For me. This is probably the hardest thing I've ever had to do. You trusted me, and I loved you for that. It broke my heart having to keep secrets like this from you, but I knew if I told you what I was planning, you would try to stop me. And if you tried to stop me, there is no way I could have gone through with any of it. There's no way I could have interrogated Alicia, or met Schaefer, or gone with him. But I had to do this, Roy. I had to. We were losing. We lost the authority. We lost the trust of the people we were trying to protect. Without trust, we have nothing. It doesn't matter how many good or bad things we do if no one trusts you to get the job done. And with Schaefer and Ellis, we lost the legitimacy. We lost the ability to say we are on mission. Hell, the only one who agreed we were still on mission was Isaac. I knew what I had to do. All I needed was access, and I couldn't get that unless I joined them, or at least unless I could make them believe I joined them. I'm sorry I couldn't tell you why. I'm sorry I had to break your trust like that. But I hope, I pray, you'll forgive me someday. If you don't, I might have to come haunt your ass until you do. Allow out. I know. You hate me. You never trusted me. You probably never liked me and only moderately tolerated me. It's okay. That's okay. We didn't have to be friends. And I know you probably think I'm a bitch, though you would never actually say that. Not to my face, at least. I think the reason we never really got along is we're too similar. We're stubborn, we care too much, and frankly, we're both pretty guarded people. We've both lost people. And we didn't deal with that as well as we could have, I guess, but I hope that when I'm done, you'll understand why I did what I had to do. I don't expect you to agree with it, but I hope you understand. I'm not sorry it went down like this, but I'm sorry I couldn't tell you why.
Agent in need of backup.